Hello, welcome or welcome back. It is another week on the flower farm and it's actually the week leading up to Christmas. It's been exhausting, but we've done a lot of flower sales this week. It's summer, which means bug season, and we've got some windows that I've always wanted screens for, but they're kind of unusual European windows and it's really hard to get things for them or anyone who knows what to do. So I thought I would have a go at making them myself. It's just not going to go.
It's not going to go.
Morning. I am out here making presents for teachers because it's the last day of school. So James is taking little posy jars because he's got 2 teachers in his class, and this is an order. One teacher put a collection together from the parents to get 4 little posies, and then this is another order for another teacher.
We're going to match crops.
Oh yeah, look at us. So Moreno's been out in the paddock all morning. I feel like I've benefited from the last 3 years of all your hard work setting it up so I can just maintain it out there now.
That's good.
Oh, anyway. But he spent the morning out there and he's going to show me what he did.
Okay.
So we have an announcement.
Oh yeah, we're getting married.
Yeah, we're getting married. The week between Christmas and New Year's, that week where it's not a chicken. The week, bin chicken. The week between Christmas and New Year, when like you don't even know what your name is, it's such a weird week. We'll do a live.
Oh, are we?
He hates doing lives. I like it. So maybe he won't be there, but I will be.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing. Ah, yes. That does look tidier. Did you whip and snip the edges?
Yeah.
I need to mulch these dahlias. Okay. Did you see how I mulched this yesterday? And I weeded it?
Yeah, the money.
Oh, I have some bad news though. I only bought 4 dahlia tubers this season from a big dahlia seller because I've got a lot and I'm very grateful that I was gifted a heap because the 4 that I purchased, none of them grew.
So, guarantee that they didn't grow?
No, they're not. They're not there. Well, there is this little bit here. Possibly we'll get marshmallow. No, because there's nothing there. So I do feel a bit sad about that, but at least I've got lots of others. Oh, you've prepped some rows. Did you get the Renucks out?
No, the Renucks is left out here.
Oh.
That's why I didn't do this one.
Ew, that's such a bad... That was the one that we were going to do though. Hey, this Rebecca does not like the heat. Look at this sunflower. Go and stand next to it, Memo.
This is not a Rebecca, it's a weed.
Oh. Well, I've been watering it. These are the zinnias that I've got in. Some are doing really well, some are not, but I'd planted them under these really tall sunflowers. We're keeping these for seed. And I've pulled all the lower leaves off so they get sun. So I think maybe just because they were younger, I mean, they'd already grown a little bit before I took these leaves off. So I just, you know, like just literally break them off and create less of a canopy. We have another announcement. This announcement's a mistake, a big mistake.
Okay.
We spent so long preparing all that feverfew so I could do that video a couple of videos back about how to grow from cuttings that we actually forgot to put our own next succession of feverfew in. So we're going to have a massive gap. It's just kind of laughable because we were literally saying this is how you keep your successions going, but because we were so focused on that video and getting it done, we forgot the succession.
Well, you have status, so you have...
Yeah, but the status is nearly done. We'll show you the status. The butterflies love it though, look. So we have this tiny little half row from seed, and it's so slow, like ridiculously slow from seed.
Oh, radical.
Kale that was amazing still hasn't gone to seed. It still hasn't bolted. We're just patiently waiting to collect seed from it. And this one looks pretty good. It has been chewed. Like we couldn't use this now as a cut flower, but if we'd kept the bugs off it, we would be cutting stems from this right now, and it's 36 degrees. Well, not today, but it's been going through 36 degree days. The Larkspur has finished. We just leave it there to self-seed now. We haven't actually planted Larkspur. We only planted it in the first year, and then it's self-seeded every year after.
But this year it didn't came, you know, as even. I remember the first year was...
I think we need to fertilise, like really, once it dies down, really nourish that ground. Because this is its 4th season.
Mm-hmm.
So it needs a bit of a boost.
Youth.
You did a great job. It looks nice out here. I just need to come out, weed again, and mulch. Moroni's retreated. It's too hot. I want to show you something that is a little disappointing. Do you remember I had this daisy? It was called Callaway. I don't know how to say it. Well, I've been waiting for months to see what this thing looks like. It's finally flowering. And it looks like dandelions, which we have thousands of right now. They're everywhere. So I'm not really sure how good that is going to be now, because I don't really want people thinking I've put dandelions in their bouquets. Moroni's gone inside. So the interesting thing is, he's from Mexico, but he's from a part of Mexico that has very mild weather. So the heat here in Australia just absolutely knocks him over. It's really bad for him. And the humidity here is feels heavy on him. And the intense sun. People don't realise how intense the sunlight is here in Australia. It is so intense. Whereas I've been here my whole life, I'm used to the heat and the humidity and the intensity, but my skin can't deal with it. So I could be out all day in it. I'd feel it. I'd feel tired, and it does suck the life out of you. But I could do it, but I can't do it because I can't get sunburnt. it rained today. And it struck me. We spent all winter hoping it'll stop raining. And then we spend all summer hoping it'll rain. Anyway, it would be nice. So this morning I'm making up some more flowers to take up to the servo. And for those who don't know, a servo is a service station, like a gas station. Let's see. So we've got some suns. This was my very last shop at the wholesaler, just to get us through sort of Christmas and the next week or so. Just some extras. I've got some Status and Suns, a little tiny bit of Lux Bar left, a lot of Feverfew, more Status. So if I'm honest, I feel like we've slightly stuffed up a bit. I don't know if you remember back, but I had a lot of trouble getting the seeds started for spring. And then I cooked them in the hothouse, so I lost all those seeds. We've got a lot of Feverfew in that took up a lot of rows. We didn't plan it that well, so we haven't got the variety of flowers that we would have normally had at this time of year. So I am a little bit nervous going into January, where, if you don't know, our wholesaler closes. It's closed now. Yesterday was the last day it was open. It won't open till the end of January or mid-January. And the florists are closed for January. We're one of the few that stay open. There's usually not a huge amount of demand in January for flowers anyway. So we should be okay. Got to the point I couldn't really see what I was doing. It's getting very overcast outside, but I don't have as many flowers from the wholesaler now that I thought I had, because 2 of the bunches were rotten. Nice and clean. So these are our freshest flowers, purchased yesterday and picked yesterday. Oh, this was purchased as well. I bought this because it gives me a bit of colour. It lasts a long time, and if I don't use it, I can dry it. And then, of course, you saw me hanging up the dried pieces. And I was checking these wreaths, and I've got one more to make today. I've been very slack on advertising things, so I haven't actually advertised them. Okay. Bye. Wave. Drive the car.
Can I come in? Can I get in?
Jamesy, I can't drive the car while you're in the boot.
Why, just a little?
No, it's not a good thing to play around with. morning. It's, what is it today? The 22nd. So we've had our family Christmas. Today is Christmas Day for us. We had to do it early. But Christmas is usually very quiet with the flowers. This year we've just been inundated with orders, which is good. What is this at, like our third or fourth Christmas? I can't remember. I think it's our fourth one selling flowers. And we are a little bit nervous that we don't have enough flowers. So we go out in the field. Well, I'm teaching my daughter how to pick sunflowers, so I thought I may as well show you. With your sunflowers, ideally what we want is this stage. So you'd normally want a very small head, but because we know we've got to space these out over the next few days, we're leaving those ones that you can see closed with a tiny bit of yellow. What we're going for today is anything that's started to pop open. So here's one, perfect for today.
This one.
Yep, and you want to cut low. We don't want them too long because it's a bit harder to manage. And then you strip. The other thing to note is, and I've just taught Marley this, see how this one's fairly, like it's open and it's almost like a flat edge. It's too far gone. I mean, a few of those in a bouquet are okay, but they're not going to last very long. So what I've said to Malia is you want to look for ones who have opened, but there's still a couple of petals. They're pretty freshly opened. That one's freshly opened. Anything that's sort of still in a cup shape, like this, is really good. That one's still slightly in its cup shape. It hasn't fully flattened out, so it's fine as well. But we are just going to get this done now because we are competing against the bees. Now for the feverfew. So Bug, really what you're doing, you're just grabbing a stem and cutting. Normally you'd cut into the ground, but we'll pull this out and then you just strip. So about this length. Yeah. You could even go a little bit longer. If you can get it, that was a shorter stem. Cut as long as you can get it. It stinks. I love the stink of it. So for those at home, you want to cut deep with the feverfew. If you're using it for floristry, you want to stick. We just strip the stems in the field. It just composts down in the rows. But if you're picking it for wholesale, you leave the stems on, and the florists do that. And then just to make it easy, when you're holding it out in the field, I hold it upside down in my hand like that. So when my hand reaches down into amongst the flowers, things aren't getting caught. It just goes down. I snip the next one, bring it up, strip it, and it's in my hand again. So pay attention to how I do that and you'll see what I mean. With status, you want to make sure everything's open. Rather than picking, say, a head like this one, where some are not open, you can see that through the middle there, they haven't popped open yet. Luxbar and Sweet William, they're pretty well done because it got too hot. Basically, with both of these, you cut as low as possible. And then you can get a second flush, but it's too hot for us to get a second flush. Queen Anne's lace, I try not to grow it because it just self-seeds so badly. And I didn't plant this. I cut any dry seed heads off so that it doesn't respread, but it does. But while we've got it, we use it. So what you do is you find the heads that are doming So you don't want them to be anything like a cup or flat. You want them to be doming, and you cut as low as you can, and then you strip everything else off. I hear that some people have trouble with it wilting. Just have the flower head and a stem, nothing else. To get a nice long stem, if you end up with lots of smaller heads, from my experience, they are also going to wilt. So you really do just want to get that one head. The other thing to keep in mind about Queen Anne's lace or Dara is it does shed a bit. It will drop pollen, and some customers aren't going to like that, but it does look really cute. I do very long stems because I like it to sit up out over the top of the bouquet. But if you've got holes in your bouquet, gaps, you can push it right down and it fills in a gap with something, and it's not that noticeable. It's just, you can just see that there's not a gap in your bouquet anymore. This is Queen Anne's lace going to seed. It's not going to focus, but they come off. I just go through, cut those heads off. They start like little cups with soft little heads like this, and then they will open out. So you want it to, it's a bit flat at the moment, but it'll spread out over the top, and then it will start turning back into a cup. And look at all those seeds in there. Can you see that? That is a huge drama of thousands of seeds. They aren't able to germinate just yet. They're not nice, so I can cut that off and get rid of it. Whereas this one is much closer to having viable seed. They're starting to go brown and they will crisp off. I need foliage and I forgot. So Maroon Eyes, this is something I'll talk to you in the live. We're going to do a live between Christmas and New Year. By the time you see this video, I'll have something up in the community tab on YouTube, and I'll try and put one up on my Phaedra Gardeness Instagram page as well. So you know, hang on a sec. We'll do a live, so I'll talk about this more then. But Maroon Eyes doing gardening and consulting now, and that's why I'm doing so much work out in the field. And we kind of like, it's like a hybrid system. We sometimes switch jobs a little bit. So anyway, he's on a job today and there's a whole heap of ivy and some other plant, I forgot the name of it, that he's had to trim back and he's throwing it out. And I said, don't throw it out. I'm coming with a bucket. So I haven't had to go picking foliage today for my arrangements. I do feel a little bit stressed. It's good that we're getting these orders in. It's just very different to previous years, so I hadn't prepared for it. So that's my stressor. We're back and I've got some really nice foliage. So conifer and this really pretty ivy. I've got this variety of ivy myself. Oh, this is what we're working with. I got a lot of mess. I was supposed to take those to the thingo, servo. Got my cup of tea here too. Okay, let's see what I can do here to get this done.